What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Azriel's Gaming. So we're going to jump back into TerrorFest today, and you'll have to forgive me. I was going to try to release this every Friday, but I was out of town over the weekend. I went to Otakon, and so I, wasn't here to be able to do this one. And I thought about, doubling up and doing 2 chapters again this Friday, but I was like, no, we're going to go ahead and get this out because I want to get back into playing it. So let's go ahead and continue where we left off. Okay, so Chapter 3, Assassination of Character. You pace back and forth across the length of your childhood bedroom, too shaken to sit still. I can't believe this. Yesterday I was living my dream, and now I'm a murder suspect. And it doesn't help that there's nowhere to run if the killer comes back to finish me off. You picture the killer breaking down the door, their knife raised high, ready to slash at you. Okay, so far so good. Your fortitude score kept you from having a meltdown. Before you can let yourself get too far, you draw in a breath, hold it, and let it go. I've seen enough cases to know I'm probably in shock. I just need to stay as calm as possible. Everything will work itself out. Suddenly, there's a rustling in the tree outside your window, and you recognize the distinct sound of someone climbing up. Ah! Should I arm myself? Scream for help. I'm gonna arm myself. Grab whatever's handy. Your eyes land on a baseball bat leaning against the wall, and you start darting forward, grabbing the bat and hefting it up onto your shoulder. Like Negan. You want me? Well, come get some. Oh, okay, Rambo. Your blood cools in your veins as your sister's voice, and seconds later, Destiny picks the lock on your window and swings her legs through. Damn it, Des, you scared the hell out of me. What are you doing here? Rescuing your ungrateful ass. We just need to shimmy down this tree to the porch roof and then down the tendrils, or the trellis, if I can read, the trellis and into the backyard. I can't leave. They already think I killed a guy. How do you think this is going to play if I run like a criminal? Destiny brushes past you to your closet before opening up and surveying the options inside. Everyone already thinks you're guilty, and that type of single-minded thinking can ruin a life. At best, you go to jail for murder, and at worst... Destiny shrugs, shooting you a callous glance over her shoulder. I don't think the killer's going to be cool with you taking all their credit. And really, what's one more body to a crazy murderer? Your blood runs ice cold as the two of you lock eyes. Then you hazard a glance out of the window, gauging the distance to the ground. Okay, but if we're going, we'd better go now. They're starting to dismiss people. They'll be coming for me soon. We need to get you cleaned up and into something more inconspicuous first. Here, this should do. She pulls out a hoodie and jeans and holds them out to you. Oh, that is cute. Bump in the night, steal away under the cover of darkness, and this hood, of course. I would totally wear that. I love the leather corset. That's freaking adorable. So we're definitely buying that one. You take the clothes and head to your bathroom, but as you spot your reflection in the mirror, your breath catches in your throat. Oh, God. The blood splattered on your clothes and skin have dried to dark, rusty bread, and mud and dirt are smeared everywhere. Frantically, you douse a hand towel in warm water and start to scrub, but watching the blood and dirt turn the fluffy white towel dingy makes your eyes well up. No. Azriel? Destiny knocks, coming in before you can respond, and she takes one look at your face before immediately taking the towel from you. We'll do it together. You nod, closing your eyes as she wipes away the rest of the night's ordeal and you shoulder out your ruined clothes. When you're dressed and ready, you follow her back to the window, feeling slightly less raw but no less nervous. I hope this isn't a huge mistake. You follow Destiny out into the night air, and she leads you around the side of the house until you see police officers leading partygoers out to the waiting vans. Aw, it's over? Yes, murder tends to bring a party to a close. Don't worry, though. One of our officers will drop you off at home. What's the plan here, Des? There are cops everywhere. I say we mill around with the drunkies for a while, then when no one's looking, we sneak off. Are you kidding me? They're going to recognize me. Half of these people are too far gone to recognize themselves in a mirror, and the rest are too busy hurting them. You'll be fine. No, I'll be caught. I should have never... Would you just shut up? Destiny rolls her eyes and grabs your hand, pulling you into line behind the last partiers being led from the house. Everyone head for the bottom of the driveway. More officers will arrive shortly to drive you into town. You and Destiny murmur your thanks with the rest of the group, but in the clatter, Destiny whispers to you faintly. Once we get past the police, follow me to the trees on the right. We'll hide out in the forest until things calm down. You nod, keeping her in your periphery as you lead past the group of officers. You feel Destiny slow down next to you, getting ready to head for the forest. Stay calm, Azrael. Nobody's focusing on you. Just a few more steps and you'll be... Hey, you! Then the line stops and you turn to see the detective who had you sent to your room heading right for you. Busted. I should pretend I was looking for him to be drunk. Should we go with drunk? Or I was looking for him? I'm not sure. I don't know which one I should pick. Let's try looking for him. Quickly, you school your expression into relief expression. There you are. I was looking for you everywhere. When we talked earlier, you said you'd give me your card so I could call if I remembered anything, but you got called away. Can I have one now? The detective pauses, studying your face. Face among many, your disguise worked. I thought you looked familiar. I'm all out, but let me get one from an officer. As he turns to go, Destiny heaves a sigh. Who knew you were such a world-class liar? You forgot I watched you cover your ass from sneaking out during your teenage years. Now let's get out of here before he comes back. The two of you hurry off, your footsteps crunching through the brush, and Destiny zags this way and that through the once familiar woods. How can she find her way in here? I grew up in these woods too, but they look so different at night. You slow to look around at the various trees for some clue to where you could be headed, but none of it jogs your memory. Would you hurry up? Destiny darts to your left, leading you into a denser part of the woods, and as you try to look around and follow her path, you struggle to keep up. I should catch up, go back to looking around. Probably catch up. You pick up speed until you're right by Destiny's side, desperate not to lose sight of her in the dark. Wait! Deep in the darkness, you hear the detective's muffled yell. Damn it, if she's gone, she can't have gotten too far. Let's get a team together to check these trees. Crap, they know I've gone. I've got a decent head start, still. Des, we're running out of time here. Thank you for that obvious reminder, little sister. It's not annoying or unnecessary at all. I mean, they're going to catch up with us sooner or later, unless we have a plan, and right now it just feels like you're running us in circles. You pull to a stop to survey the grounds for yourself, but Destiny motions you forward. Would you come on? I know exactly where we are, and even better, I know the perfect place to take you. And where exactly is that? Destiny looks back, her pearly whites catching the pale moonlight. A place no one will ever find you. Now let's go. That doesn't sound ominous at all. She jogs off deeper into the woods, and you chance a quick glance behind you in the direction of the approaching detective. I should lag behind, try to keep up. Before turning and sprinting after her. Fine, but you better be right about this. You forge ahead, your feeling of uneasiness intensifying, and as you follow Destiny into a clearing, you pull to a stop. Des, maybe we should go back. I think if we could just explain. What are you not getting? Destiny stops, whirling around to face you, and even in the dark, you can see the agitation on her face. No. The answer is no. No, we can't go back. No, we can't explain. No, no, no. But our family is descended from one of the most prolific killers of his time. They don't throw him a festival because they've forgotten that. They throw it so no carpenter will ever live down the shame of being related to Stabby Joe. But I'm not ashamed, not even close. Your uneasiness gnaws at you, and as you look around at your unfamiliar surroundings, a haunting thought comes to you. Why are you suddenly so concerned with protecting me? Destiny, what are we really doing out here? Azrael, if the cops get you, they won't even bother looking for another suspect. I'm doing this for your own good. Now let's go. But as Destiny tries to encourage you deeper into the clearing, the gears in your mind start turning. Coda said the killer would be trying to exert their control over me. A sudden strong floral scent pulls your attention back to the world around you. And your perfume. It smells just like cherry blossoms. I have zero idea what you're talking about right now. Oh my God. It was you. You killed Alan. What? That's why you don't want me to talk to the police. You know it'll lead back to you. We don't have time for you to be completely insane right now, Azrael. Now let's go. No, I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm going back. I already told you, there is no going back. Not for you. Okay, cat-like reflexes, your instincts served you well. Destiny lunges for you, but you're too far for her to cover the distance. You turn and run, calling out into the darkness. I was wondering if her sister might have something to do with it. Help! Somebody help! You sprint as fast as you can back through the trees while your mind races to catch up. A place where no one will find me. There's no going back. Destiny was going to kill me. But as you risk a glance back over your shoulder, you collide with something hard and firm that sends you crashing to the forest floor. Gotcha. The detective grabs you, hauling you to your feet, and it's only then that you realize you found yourself between a rock and a hard place. Detective, Save it. You're coming with me. Oh, wonderful. At the police station, you pace back and forth across the length of the interrogation room. This detective clearly likes to play mind games. I've been here for hours. I'm starving, I'm tired, and I just want this night to be over. As if on cue, Detective Porter saunters into the room, a cup of coffee in one hand and his sandwich in the other. It's Azrael, isn't it? Detective, please, you've got the wrong girl. Am I under arrest? I'm invoking my right to remain silent. Let's say, am I under arrest? Because if not, I'd like to go home, preferably sometime today. Apologies for the wait. As you can imagine, it's been a pretty busy night. The detective sets the offering down in front of you before moving to his side of the table. Why don't you dig in? I know you've got to be ravenous. Sustenance. As a matter of fact, I am. I'll pass. Here's the thing. If you touch that, they're getting your DNA off of it. I'm gonna pass. I'm not touching it. You slide the items back across the table, noting the detective's frown. I'm not hungry enough to fall for whatever trick this is. No trick. You need something to keep your strength up after the traveling you did today. From Cordonia, right? Studying serial killers? So that's why you're so late? You were looking into me? Well, guess what? If there's something you want to know, you can just ask, Detective. I have nothing to hide. Good, because I've got plenty of questions. What do you say we take it from the top, He pulls out a notepad and pen, and you eye them warily. What do you want to know? Let's start with the events leading up to the body being discovered. He poises his pen over the pad, and as you think back, a dull ache accompanies a head full of fuzzy memories you can't quite nail down. Oh no, the whole night's out of order, and there's no way he's going to believe I don't remember because this killer choked me. The pills Lucky gave you weigh heavy in your pocket, and you breathe a sigh of relief. Can I have water first? I have medication I need to take for a concussion. The detective motions for someone behind the two-way mirror to bring it, and you down the last of the pills with a gulp before staring the detective down. Fire away. Other witnesses have reported playing a murder game. Where did you go after the game started? I went to... it was Coda, right? Yeah, see, it even gives me the little thing to mark that that's what it was. I went to look for Coda because it was Coda, then Tyler, I believe. No, Coda, then her, then Tyler? And then, I don't remember. I can't remember the girl's name or this person's name. Oh, Zaire. Yeah, Lucky. Or Zaire? It might be Zaire. I think it's Zaire. Lucky, but we went to Coda first. The knife I pulled from the pumpkin was his, and he's always been a big eater. That would explain why he inhaled his sandwich and asked if there were any more. Well, our chef used to make his own family-sized portion on nights when he was stayed over for dinner. How much did you drink tonight, Azrael? Hardly anything, and you can ask anyone. Oh, I have. And everyone says that you were nearly as sober as the day you were born. So how exactly did you drink so much that you passed out and hit your head? If you're trying to insinuate my injury is fake, I'd be more than happy to see a doctor. But a friend of mine is majoring in sports medicine and has had a few concussions in her time, so I trust her diagnosis. Actually, I think your injury is very real, Azrael. I just don't think you got it in the way everyone says. I think you went after Alan and he put up a fight. You may have gotten the last laugh, but he left you something to think about, huh? I don't consider the death of my friend to be a laughing matter, Detective. He grits his teeth, bested, and the two of you lock eyes in a battle of wills. Where did you go immediately after the body was found? I went to my father's office. I got dragged into my father's study, went to Destiny's room. Well, we got dragged in our father's study. I do remember that. Someone grabbed me, and the next thing I knew, I was surrounded by leather. Dad had a thing for leather couches and cigars. You can remember that, but you don't remember who grabbed you? There was a dead body in front of me, and we've already established I had a head trauma. Don't think that warrants a pass? Or don't you think that warrants a pass? Only because it aligns with other statements of the night. Obviously, I'm innocent. Innocent people don't run from a crime scene. They stay and clear their names, which begs the question, why did you run, Azrael? I ran because I knew this would happen. My family has been the black sheep of this town since its founding. Your family is full of nothing but degenerates, from your murderous great-great ancestor all the way down to you and your sister. The detective gets close enough for you to feel the spittle land on your face, daring you to act as he leans in to whisper your deepest fear. And I'll bet the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You clench your fist and the detective grins. There it is. Let it out, Azrael. You know you want to. You don't know me, Detective. I didn't kill Alan. Well, if you didn't, who did? I don't know. They were wearing a Stabby Joe mask. So you're claiming you saw the killer now? Yes, and I told everyone this at the party. I even let a group out to look for clues after. People not in my immediate circle saw us and can vouch for me. If you're telling the truth, and that's a big if, someone there saw this as an opportunity to frame you. I need to know who the last person you talked to before finding Alan's body was. It was Zaire, Destiny, or Coda. Yeah, it was Des, because she had just announced her news, and then we left the room and ran into Alan, if I remember right. She was adamant that Alan wasn't dead, so I took everyone out to see where it all happened, but the body was gone. Oh, okay, so he's asking after. I was thinking he meant before, Alan died. But, we talked to Destiny there, too. Next thing I know, she's screaming, and we ran in to find the body in the house. And why shouldn't I believe that you and your sister are in on it together? Okay, so hot seat, you braved a tough interrogation. Destiny was right about one thing. You were never going to hear me out. You're too busy jumping through hoops to make me a killer. Don't take it personally. After 20 years, you develop a gut for these things. We'll have to see what a judge says about your gut. I want a lawyer. Of course you do. Wait here. The detective steps out, leaving you alone in the tiny room, and your stomach sinks. At this point, I don't know if a lawyer can even help me. I am so screwed. As you lay your head down on the table, a knock sounds at the door and a familiar face pokes a head in. Someone call for a lawyer? Oh yeah, Zaire's a lawyer. Aren't they? Zaire, thank God. How did you even get in here? You're definitely a sight for sore eyes. You reach for them, taking their hand in yours, and Zaire's smile widens. Couldn't leave you hanging in your time of need. Besides, Kodo was positive you'd be here. Something about it being part of the plot? As glad as I am that you're here, last I checked, you're not actually a lawyer. As a matter of fact, you just posted about bombing one of your law school prep tests on Picta. It was a practice LSAT. And why are you so loud? I'm feeling very called out for someone trying to help you. I appreciate the help, but even an experienced lawyer would have their work cut out for them on this. I may not officially be a lawyer yet, but I can basically act as yours, thanks to a loophole in our justice system, which I will inevitably have to close up the second I get my degree because, damn, it is ignoronious. Using a loophole for your benefit and closing it for everyone after you sounds scarily like your mother. It's less loophole and more ancient BS law nobody uses, but it's still on the books. Maloric Island lets the accused pick any advocate they choose. And since I know every judge on this island personally thanks to Mother Dearest, I can sway things your way no problem. Normally I wouldn't offer, but we both know you didn't do it, and I can't sit by and watch the island waste resources on you when there's a real killer out there. When you put it like that. Okay, make Zaire your advocate. A little loophole never hurt, or I'll stick with a public defender. Well, of course, we're picking the diamond option on this one. I'd love your help. Great. I needed to call around for letters of rec anyway, so I'll rope it all into one call. I can only imagine what that's going to be like. You form a phone with your hand and mime a call. Hello, Justice Crinkleman. Fine weather we're having. Will you please tell a law school I'm amazing and also get my friend off for murder? Zaire curls their hand into a phone to respond, throwing a dubious accent. A spot of bribery, you say? Well, I normally reserve that for Tuesdays, but since it's you... Why is the judge British all of a sudden? It's my fancy accent. Judges are fancy. You should be prepared for that. I feel like I'm ready for anything after the way Detective Porter grilled me. I kept telling him, Whoa, you gave a statement? He said I was supposed to. Azrael, police will say anything they can think of to make you tell them something they can use against you. But if you give them nothing, they might even tell you something. Here, let's practice. Zaire settles into the seat across from you, suddenly serious. I'll be the detective, and you're going to practice staying calm and giving me as little as possible. Ready? I think so. Okay, Azrael. Why did you kill Alan with that hatchet? I should deny, correct them, say nothing. Let's say nothing. You stare blankly back at them, careful to keep your face calm and emotionless. Perfect. You lock in on the person sitting across from you, and it's almost day and night from whom you remember. I don't think I've ever seen you this confident. I'm used to the mopey kid who hardly said a word. My glow-up has been one for the ages. I finally got top surgery, and now I can look in the mirror and see me. And it helps to have community at school. Who knew Bayard Rustin University would be the place to bring me out of my shell? To be fair, I think anywhere that isn't here would have done the trick. Zaire flashes you a brilliant smile, and you can't help but feel warm inside. Either way, your confidence is really sexy or inspiring. Go with inspiring. I feel like I can see 10 years into your future just by looking at you. You fix them with a gaze, their sense of presence overwhelming. You'll be this powerful, smart lawyer striking out on their own and bringing injustice to its knees in no time. And it makes me feel like there might be some hope for me, too. Hope is what it's all about. It's why I wanted to be a lawyer in the first place. To speak up for people who can't find their voices in these complex systems. To give them hope, just like your sister gave me. At the mention of destiny, your heart starts pounding. But you play it off, giving away nothing, just like Zaire taught you. I forgot Destiny adopted you into her friend group in high school. You two are a classic extrovert-introvert pairing. And now you're another perfect match, a lawyer and their future murder client. I wonder if they'd even believe me. But just as you open your mouth to reveal your theory, Zaire shoots you a wistful look. Your issues with your sister aside, without her friendship, I don't know where I'd be, Azrael. The admiration in their voice stops you cold, and you resolve at once to keep your thoughts to yourself. That doesn't mean I can't learn something here. Maintaining your stoicism, you shrug your shoulders, asking casually, So, you two are pretty close, huh? How did you guys meet? Let's go with how did you meet? I feel like I never actually got the story. Believe it or not, I actually approached her. A girl Destiny thought was a friend actually had some nasty things to say about her. When I found out she was supposed to help Destiny with her campaign for Homecoming Queen, I told Destiny about her being fake, and here we are. Wow. It was like a real test of loyalty right off the bat. Honestly, I think that one decision totally changed my life for the better. I get the feeling we'll be friends for life. sense. As their teachings rub against your old age beef with your sister, you can't help but let them fall to the wayside, settling for something in the middle. Not my experience with my sister. It makes me feel like we know completely different people. The human experience is having many different versions of yourself, Azrael. There are people at school who think I'm intimidating, but if you ask anyone who knew me in high school, they'd laugh in your face. It's all just a matter of perspective, seeing people for what they are and not what they lack and forming your opinion based on that. In that case, what is your opinion on her? Do you think of me? Let's go with, what's your opinion on her? Because I've been her sister for 21 years, and I don't think I like her as much as you do, so clearly I'm missing something. The only thing you're missing is quality time. If you get to know her a little better, you might be surprised at how great a friend she can be. Okay, thrown for a loop, you chose Zaire as your advocate. Before you get a chance to respond, you hear a sharp knock on the door, and the detective marches back into the room, his eyes locked onto Zaire. What are you... I've chosen Zaire Jackson to be my advocate. They'll be sitting in for the rest of the questioning. The detective looks between the two of you and rolls his eyes. Zaire, please tell your client I don't care who represents her, and get your ass out of my chair. You pull up another seat, and as Zaire rounds the table, the detective regains his place in front of you. Now, before the detective can ask the first question, an officer opens the door. Sorry, boss, bad news. She hands the detective a file folder, and as he flips through it, the detective's frown worsens. In light of new evidence, you're free to go. For now. What? But... You start to question the decision, but Zaire nudges you, mouthing, don't give him anything. Immediately, you zip your lip, and the detective stands and flings open the door in an angry huff. You move to trail after him, only for him to whip around and stare at you. Don't get too comfortable. I know you did this, and I will protect and serve Meloric Island if it's the last thing I do. With that, Detective Porter disappears, and you and Zaire trudge onto the lobby where you find your friends waiting for you. Look who's back. How's the slammer? She was in holding, jackass. I was in an interrogation room, actually, but that doesn't matter. They cut me loose. But that's a good thing. So why do you look like someone disproved your doctoral thesis? Because the detective was all set to keep me there until I spilled something he could use to pin the murder on me. And then a cop came in and handed over an evidence folder. After that, it was grand opening, grand closing. They don't do that unless they've got something big. Which begs the question, what was in that folder? I don't know, but I bet it means justice for Alan. Don't have a good feeling. I don't have a good feeling about it. That didn't look like the face of someone who just solved a gruesome murder. Something else is going on here, and I want to know what. Well, we won't get far wandering around in a big group like this, so I guess it's time for another classic horror movie trope. I think we should split up. Where would we look? Ty's right. We don't even know what we're looking for. You glance around again. The cop behind the desk is gone, and the cubicles beyond it are deserted. Let's check the bullpen. Tyson and I will try and find the detective's desk, and you guys see what you can scrounge up. You got it. While the others spread out to cover the most ground, you and Tyson head for the desk on the far side of the room and search for the nameplates. Jackpot. Now let's see what's been going on. You wake the screen only to find yourself staring at a screensaver in a password box. If I were a police detective's password, what would I be? Are you kidding? Why would I know what his password is? There's been no clues or hints at all. Let's try, I'm gonna try justice. But I don't know how I'm supposed to figure out his password. Incorrect password. Fuller failed password attempts. Ugh, still locked. And whatever it is, he's good at remembering it. He's not good at remembering it either. Here, let me try. You look over to see Tyson eyeing the protect and serve. See, that's what popped in my head was the protect and serve, because they highlighted that when he was talking to us. Plaque on the precinct wall, and as he leans forward to type in the phrase, access granted, new password suggested, finally. So it was protect and serve. Okay. See, I had thought about that, but I was trying to think of things that went along with protect and serve. Okay, so Tyson claims the desk chair, quickly scrolling through the files as you take a position leaning over his shoulder. Try searching Carpenter. With the hate boner he had for my family, I'm sure it'll pull up something. Sure enough, the search returns a bevy of files, the first of which is a PDF entitled Labs. Tyson clicks it, pulling up a scientific-looking page. What even is it? It's the lab results from when they processed you, the swabs they took off your clothes and skin and stuff. It looks like they didn't get much from your clothes or skin, but there were 3 sets of DNA under your fingernails. One of them has got to be the killer. Problem is, it only lists 2 names, yours and Alan's. We have to find out who the third person is. I'm pretty sure the lab's downstairs, and I bet the original test results are still down there. If we can find them, I can use Detective Porter's password to do a database check and find out who the third set of DNA belongs to. That feels majorly illegal. It is, but they didn't just kill Alan, Azrael. They tried to kill you too. The ache in your head serves as a painful reminder of this point, and you turn to look at the door to the basement lab. Okay, go to the lab with Tyson. Screw it, let's go. Let's just find the others. We're going to the lab. I've got to know who this third strand belongs to, and there's only one way to do it. The 2 of you slip down the stairs and into the basement, and as Tyson keeps an ear out for lingering scientists, you peer into the darkened lab. Okay, not loving running around in the dark with a killer on the loose. Not to worry, the lab is a place I know best in the entire world. Each one is unique, but I've never met one that hasn't been to my will. We'll see about that, smarty pants. You follow Tyson to the lab, and he flicks on the switch, flooding the room with fluorescent light before approaching a random machine. Damn it. It looks like they wiped the results from the machine. Sorry, Azrael, but I'm going to need your help. No reason to be sorry. What do you need? In a word, you. Tyson holds out a hand to you, shyly summoning you to hop onto the table. Oh. To get the results, I'll have to synthesize the samples again, and since you've changed clothes, I'm going to need your hand, and for you to stay really still. Tyson dons a pair of gloves and takes your hand in his, grabbing a nearby scalpel. Whoa, I thought this was just swabs. Usually, yes, but the first set of swabs took most of what remained. To get the samples now, I'm going to have to scrape it to get what's left under your nails. Tyson wields the scalpel with a steady hand, scraping just under your nail beds, and as you look on, you hold Tyson's hand or freeze. Oh, we're holding his hand. Your fingers slowly curl around the hand holding yours, and Tyson looks up confused. Are you okay? Am I hurting you? No, it's just... It makes me feel better to hold on to you. I know it's not a big procedure or anything, but... Before you can finish, Tyson gives your hand a squeeze. It makes me feel better to hold on to you too. As you watch Tyson navigate effortlessly through the extraction, you can't help but to be impressed. Wow, it's pretty cool to watch you in your element. I always knew you were some kind of genius. Thanks, but honestly, I don't feel like it most of the time. Why not? He allows a moment to pass thoughtfully, seemingly working out the best possible answer before he speaks. When people know you as the smart guy, it's suddenly a responsibility to withstand the weight of everyone's expectations. And if you make a mistake or have an off day, you're not just failing yourself, you're failing everyone else too. Ty, you aren't a failure alone there. Let's go with failure. No one expects you to be perfect. You're still a human being. In theory, sure. But even right now, you need me to be perfect so that these results come out correctly. I guess I didn't realize how much pressure you're under. After some final adjustments, Tyson selects the most viable samples and puts them in the centrifuge. Here we go. I hope this works. The machine whirs to life, and you peer at the screen over Tyson's shoulders, watching the analysis populate. Ty, why would someone delete data? Do those 2 strands look alike to you? Ooh, those are actually both good questions, but let's go with this one. The one on the far left and the one from the sample on the far right. Yes, in fact, given the placement of those similarities, it's possible that they share a source. Which would mean Those two samples might come from people who are related to each other. Look right here, this sediment on 2 of these samples. It's practically identical. Right, those segments are called nucleotide polymorphisms, or SNPs. That's right. Don't sound so surprised. I do study criminology, you know. I don't know as much as you biomedical engineers, but we do a forensic course or two, like right here. The two of you go on comparing the DNA strands, feeling at home in your common language of science, until finally, the machine gives a printout of the finalized data. Alright, time to see who this mysterious DNA belongs to. It's all you can do to remind yourself to breathe as Tyson inputs the detective's password and runs the data through the national database. Okay, that one's Alan's, this one is yours, and the last one is... That's not possible. You stare open-mouthed at the computer screen where, under the DNA match heading on the final DNA sampling, is the name Joseph Campbell, aka Stabby Joe. But how? The man's been dead and buried for over a century. I have no idea. We'd better get back to the others. Maybe they have some ideas. That's very curious. As you head back out into the basement, the building groans and creaks around you, making you jump out of your skin. Ah! Run into Tyson's arms, run away. Oh, we're running into his arms, all right. Oh my god, they're back. They're back, and they're gonna kill me for real this time. Before you can go on a full-blown fit, Tyson pulls you into his chest and you squeeze your eyes shut. Shh, it's okay. It's just the building settling. I got you. His voice is soothing, and when you gather the courage to open your eyes, you find him looking down at you with a smile. You're always safe with me. Well, isn't that just precious? You look up to find Lucky, Coda, and Zare coming down the hallway, and you and Tyson hastily separate. Dead men tell no tales. You discovered the owner of the mysterious DNA. Hey guys, find anything? See for yourself. We found one on damn near every desk. Okay, file folder, open it. Tyson looks on over your shoulder as you open the file, and inside is a plain piece of paper with only 2 lines. Okay, internal memo. Bury the Whitaker murder. It's bad for business. This week, the only killer in town is Stabby Joe, M. I don't understand. Who's M? The only person in this town with the power to stop a murder investigation. My mother. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. So that says to me, whatever's going on kind of runs deep within the town. Wow. Okay, so let's see. So chapter 4, which comes out this Friday, it says an impromptu sleepover with your friends takes a turn when the killer strikes again. All right, we are ending it there. Once again, I hope you're enjoying choices, stories you choose. We are playing TerrorFest. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think's going on? What are your theories? Who do you think the killer is? I think, honestly, our sister has something to do with it, which could explain why Stabby Joe's DNA was actually embedded under our nails. Could it be our sister has something that has, what is he, like our tons of great-grandfather or something? That could be the only explanation, to have DNA, it's from something that lasts, although I don't know how long it lasts out in the open. Usually that has to be kind of like contained and, in a proper way for the DNA to last longer, over like a century, as our character said. So it's very, very curious. Not a lot from that chapter, right off the bat. We got a little information about that, with the DNA and stuff, but other than that, not anything yet, except for Zare's mother is involved with covering this up, and there has to be a reason why they want to do that. So I hope you guys have been enjoying. We'll pick this up when the next chapter comes out. So leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye.